We are coming to you live from Ironton, Ohio for Game 1 of a triple header at the Tanks Memorial Stadium. Our first game of the day features the number 2 ranked team in Illinois, Mount Carmel out of Chicago, and the number 1 ranked team in Ohio, Archbishop Moeller of Cincinnati. Hi everybody, I'm Scott Sudikoff alongside the former Western Kentucky quarterback and NFL draft pick Brandon Dowdy. Excited to have you with us for a full day of football. And starting off here, we have this great matchup between two of the top teams in the Midwest.
You know, Scott, I'm really excited about this football game. We got two teams that are powerhouses in their respected states. Over 16 players will hit the field today in this one with Division I offers. We should see fireworks in this one. I'm excited to see what these two offenses have in store for us today in the first game of our triple header.
Offensively from Mount Carmel, you're looking at a star player right now, Quentin Burrell.
Quentin Burrell, 6'3", 185-pound junior. He's just a four-star kid, 49th ranked kid in the nation for 2027. Number 8 ranked receiver. Offers from Notre Dame, Northwestern, Wisconsin, Penn State, and Michigan. They're going to use this kid all over the field. We expect to call his name early and often in this one.
And on the other side for Moeller, a potent quarterback, Matthew Ponatoski, a two-sport athlete.
Yeah, Matthew Ponatoski. He's one of the best players in the country, not only in football but in baseball as well. He's the number one shortstop in the country and the number 26 overall player for the 2026 MLB draft. And also, not to add, the number 10 quarterback in the country in that same class. Threw 57 touchdowns last year. I'm excited to see him sling the ball all over the place. He's got a lot of receivers and a lot of confidence, as you can see in that clip.
All right, getting set for this game, Mount Carmel and Archbishop Moeller. It's only the second all-time meeting between these two schools. The last time they played was in 1990, a game that took place at the old Bengals and Reds Stadium, Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. And Mount Carmel actually wearing throwback uniforms from that day in 1990. That's the look they have in the brown. And Archbishop Moeller will be in the white uniforms as we get underway today for the Caravan. It's their opening game of the season, coming off a state championship again for the third consecutive year. Last year, they went 11-3. And then meanwhile, Archbishop Moeller last year 14-2. Regional champions, did lose in the state championship, but so far this year already 1-0. They defeated nothing in the second quarter and obviously stormed back for the 3-touchdown win. Again, both of these teams have highly rated recruits littered all around the field, and obviously Moeller being number 1 in Ohio, Mount Carmel number 2 in Illinois. It's shaping up to be a terrific game.
You know, Scott, I think the things to look for in this game is who's going to win the line of scrimmage. Both of these coaches have done a really good job getting players, developing offense and defensive linemen. I think the key to this game is going to be the line of scrimmage. I know it's not the sexiest thing to talk about, but it is a necessity. A quarterback's best friend is an offensive lineman. For these two teams, their offensive lines are beefed up and jacked up. They're going to be ready to play, see who can fire off the ball early to try to set the tempo from the start.
Mount Carmel's head coach is Jordan Lynch, and he was playing quarterback at the college level around the exact same time you were playing yourself at Western Kentucky.
Yeah, he is. 8th year as the head coach here. He was actually on the staff as a running back coach. He played like a running back. He was kind of Tim Tebow in that time period, wanted to run the ball first, but one of the guys that got Heisman Trophy votes, kind of like myself, when he was playing in college. He's in Northern Illinois. He's one of the most famous people in Northern Illinois. He's done a really good job just, replacing a head coach who was the winningest coach in Illinois football history, coming in with 3 state championships in 8 years since he's been the head man here for Mount Carmel.
All right, Moeller will kick it off to Mount Carmel, so the Caravan will get the football first. We expect to see Quentin Burrell and Marshawn Thornton back deep here for Mount Carmel to return this kick. And we are underway And a beautiful day in Ironton, Ohio, mid 70 degrees and sunny, barely a cloud in the sky. And a return out to the 15-yard line where it gets fully stacked up. And that was, in fact, Quentin Burrell. And so here comes the Mount Carmel offense. And the starting quarterback we expect to see is number 7, Emmett Dowling. And there he is, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, starting at quarterback for the Caravan.
Emmett is kind of a replica of his head coach. He does a really good job understanding the scheme. He can run the ball. He's not scared to put his head down and run over defenders. I'm excited to see him play today and make decisive decisions all game long.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Throw it here to the near side quickly, right to Burrell. And Burrell gets taken down to the turf by both Paxton Dodsworth and Marino Middleton, both of whom had an interception last week in their game against Princeton. In fact, Moeller picked off Princeton 6 times in last week's game. Got the ball to the 22-yard line, a pickup of 5, and on 2nd and 5, now the first running play. And it's taken all the way beyond the 35 to the 37-yard line, and a first down for the Caravan.
Right there, we just talked about he's not scared to put his head down and run over defenders like his head coach is. Great job right there. Love the first 2 plays. Easy completion to the field. Get your best player in space. We talked about it early in the game. Got to get him the ball early and often. They're going to try to force feed him here early in the game. Then second play, a little quarterback draw. Love the tempo here coming out of this game.
Now coming to take it on an end around is Jamari Brown, a senior wide receiver. And he gets to the 43-yard line, a pickup of 5. So over the first 3 plays so far, that's 26 yards gained. And you can see you have an injured Moeller player on the field. That's Marino Middleton, who referenced just a few moments ago. Last week had an interception. Junior plays, they call it the money position. When I say the money position, it's the dollar sign. That's what they label it on their depth chart. Kind of, a hybrid linebacker, defensive back type. Interception last week, had 19 tackles a year ago. A sack, an interception, and 2 forced fumbles. So they check in on him as we look inside the Mount Carmel huddle. 15-time state champion program, 3 consecutive state championships. Jordan Lynch, his younger brother, Justin, is contributing at Northern Illinois now as a collegiate player as well. And of course, played at Mount Carmel for his older brother before heading to college. And so Middleton off the field, and we'll keep an eye on if and when he returns to the game. Second down and 6. From around the 43-yard line for the Caravan. Dowling takes the shotgun snap and will give it off with a run to about the 44.5-yard line. Running back on that play, Madden Wilson, 5'8", 185-pound senior. Should see junior Nathan Samuels as well in the backfield. 3rd down and 4.
Second down, I like the run call. Unfortunately, Moeller just ran a run game blitz there. Tried to get the down scheme right there. I thought they were going to take a shot down the field. Been some explosive plays in this first round, but first test of this drive on 3rd and 4.
We got a stoppage and a timeout called by Mount Carmel. We will step aside with this timeout. 3rd down and 4 upcoming for the Caravan here on Flow Sports. third down and 4 from the 44. For Mount Carmel, after calling a timeout. Dowling rolling to his right, throws on the run and completes it to Burrell. And Burrell down the sideline into Moeller territory, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. They needed 4, and they pick up about 16.
Great job there on third down. Finding his best receiver, ran a one-backer dog, zone coverage on the outside. Good job by Burrell finding the soft spot in the zone coverage to pick up a first down.
And go right back to Burrell for his third catch. Had his helmet knocked off. And a penalty flag down on the field. As the ball, well, it's a face mask that took the helmet off, and that's going to add in 15 more yards.
And right now, more importantly, he doesn't have to come off the field for one play. You see that right there on the little hitch route. Quarterback does a great job in rhythm, getting to his best receiver. They're going to play offense off against him. I'm taking completions all day long. Morrell does a really good job of making the first defender miss based on his film from last year. So I think there's going to have to be adjustment for this Moeller defense. Try to maybe put their hands in his face a little bit more.
And, oh, that would have been destined for the end zone, but it's dropped. Dropped by Steven Winkler, senior tight end. Get another look at it.
Great wrinkle right there. They'd run the perimeter screen, hitches on the outside to Morrell. They use him as a decoy on that play. Try to say, whoop, we're going to throw a screen one more time. Not so fast. Try to throw a seam ball. Got to make that catch, contested catch. Great accurate throw there by Dowling, especially as the windows get smaller, closer you get to the red zone.
The second and 10 from the 17. 8th play of the opening drive here from Mount Carmel. Adam Wilson in the backfield with the quarterback Dowling. Dowling will keep it and throw. It's complete to Marshawn Thornton with a flag down. He's into the end zone, but let's see if this is coming back, and it looks like it is. The initial indication is a penalty on Mount Carmel. May have been an offensive pass interference by Marshawn Thornton.
Great job on the bang route 7. We used to call that back in the day. Marshawn Thornton does a great job putting his foot in the ground and giving an indicator for his quarterback that he's coming out of his break. Good accurate throw, but just will himself into the end zone. Marshawn Thornton, a sophomore, 6 foot, 180 on that play, 3-star, with offers from Illinois, Purdue, Wisconsin, Michigan, and the University of Miami. Bright future for that young man.
Well, I guess the penalty was called on Moeller because saw the official point back to Mount Carmel's side, but instead it was a penalty on Moeller, so the touchdown holds for Marshawn Thornton. So they go 8 plays and 83 yards, and the point after is up and through by Johan Mijares. And so Mount Carmel on the opening drive of the game, 83 yards down the field, and the touchdown pass of 17 yards to Marshawn Thornton. It's 7-0 Mount Carmel. We'll take a timeout and be right back with more here in Ironton after this touchdown by the Caravan. Seven 0 Mount Carmel after a 2-minute and 35-second scoring drive that goes 8 plays and 83 yards. A 17-yard touchdown pass from Emmett Dowling to Marshawn Thornton, and now we'll get to see Moeller on offense, presumably for the first time here. hauled in at the 5-yard line. Good cut to the hash marks, and it'll be just shy of the 20 on the return by Gavin Rutherford for the Crusaders. And now we'll get to see Matt Ponatoski come out. 57 touchdowns, 3 interceptions a year ago, 69% completion percentage. Was only 9 of 21 for 79 yards in their opening game against Princeton. Was sacked once, but did have a rushing touchdown. Let's see how he performs here, Brandon.
Yeah, he's going to want to have to bounce back after a not elite start to the season. I look forward to them to try to get him in rhythm early in this game, try to get his confidence.
From the 19-yard line, passing on first down and reaching out to the 25-yard line with the catch is Carson Cahoe, their top receiver. His 5th catch already on the year, had 38 a season ago.
Right there, great job on versus zone coverage, identifying zone coverage, getting to his first read. Quick feet back there, just a little glimpse of his arm strength. This kid can throw it as far as you need to in the game of football.
2nd and 4 from the 25-yard line. On the shotgun handoff. And the ball came free. The Caravans say they have it, but multiple officials saying down by contact. And Moeller is going to retain possession as the ball was almost fumbled there by Dante Ware, the senior running back.
He was definitely down by contact. I think the contact definitely caused that fumble.
So now it is 3rd and 2 from the 27-yard line. And they switch up the formation and have a direct snap to Tyler Jostling, a senior running back.
Just tried to run the little
and he got
wildcat
stuffed
on short, 2nd and short. They try to go out in the wildcat formation. Just a little bit of a wrinkle. Try to give this defense something to think about in short line situations there. Great job on the
Stephen
defense.
Winkler
Carmel coming up with a huge save on 3rd down.
Yeah, it was Stephen Winkler who made the tackle. Of course, we saw him drop a would-be touchdown pass on the opening offensive drive. It's 4th down and 1. Moeller's going to go for it. Both tight ends, Meerdink and Hamilton, go in motion there. Need to get it to the 29-yard line. And it does appear that they are able to get there. Helmet lost. 1st down at the 30.
Just a little inside zone to the strong side of the formation right there. Pure will by Dante Ware on that running play right there, going downhill, putting his face in a chest to pick up that 1st down.
First attempt at the 30, and Ponatoski going for it. Oh, what a pass and what a catch. All the way down inside the 25-yard line, hauled in by Carson Cahoe.
What a job right there. Individual effort by Ponatoski, just finding his shot receiver in zone coverage, got behind the coverage, great throw. It was actually a half roll to the right, stop, throw the ball across his body. Just a glimpse of this kid's athleticism back there. Excited to watch him sling it all day today. There's a glimpse of it right there.
The ball ends up being spotted inside the 30. Down at the 26-yard line. A pickup of 44 on that play. Graylow coach down the running back next to Ponatoski. Here they go to him. Able to slip out of an initial tackle. Another helmet gets lost. Inside the 25 to the 24, short gain of a couple.
It's got a lot of helmets on the floor here early in this game. Equipment guys got to strap it up. But great job, great decision. I love taking the shot after picking up a 4th and 1 situation right there, just muddying up the coverage right there and doing a good job of really calling the half roll. Sometimes coaches put in these shot plays, these big plays down the field, but they never call them. Love going into a shot play early in the game.
2nd and 8, Ponatoski tucks it and will run to the outside, and he's angled and pushed out of bounds, shoved there at the end by Winkler, and it was still in bounds when Winkler engaged that push, so doesn't draw a penalty flag. Out of bounds at the 20, a gain of 4. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
First miscue decision there by Ponatoski. Good job not making a bad play worse. A little RPO. They had an inside zone called with an RPO decision out there. He's just looking for numbers. Young quarterbacks, if you get your 3 receivers versus their 2 defenders, we're going to throw that little bubble screen. They rolled the coverage on him, played 2 on him. He made a great decision by not forcing that ball in there in the RPO, but getting the ball down the field with his legs.
3rd and 4, the pass is low and incomplete. Intended for Cahill. Of course, had a 44-yard reception just a few minutes ago to get them down into the area of the red zone. And now from the 20-yard line on 4th and 4, they'll elect to kick a field goal, which will come from 37 yards out. Jack Malabar was 2 for 2 last week, hit from 30 and 34. But lining up for this kick, I'm just going to be honest here, not entirely sure who is lining up for this kick. It's not Jack Malabar. And the kick comes up short, may have been deflected at the line, so a missed field goal by Moeller after they got to the 20-yard line here. Couldn't connect on a 3rd down and 4. Let's see if Mount Carmel got a paw on it. It definitely looks like they did. So the blocked field goal will give Mount Carmel the football.
What an answer by this Mount Carmel defense. Gave up an explosive play on 1st down after the 4th down conversion. They bent, but they didn't break. Got in the red zone and really stiffened things up. Did a great job tackling and making the picture a little muddy for Ponatoski there on that drive to stall it. A huge momentum shift in this game.
1st and 10 from the 20 for the Caravan. And the whistle blows and a false start called on Mount Carmel, so we'll back it up 5 yards. Emmett Dowling, the starting quarterback. Jack Elliott was the previous starting quarterback. He's now at Vanderbilt. Also have a stud at left tackle, number 78, Claude Puma, four-star recruit headed to Nebraska. Run up the middle, almost back to the original line of scrimmage on the carry by Madden Wilson.
You said it, Scott. This offensive line is built to withstand drives. They like running the football. They like getting off the line of scrimmage. You're going to see Mount Carmel try to run the ball first here in this game often. But when in doubt, run it left, right outside of Puma right there. He does a good job of making his one-on-one guy usually fall down on the outside.
2nd and 11. Dowling being chased and then gets sandwiched between 2 Crusaders, with one of them being Andrew Stofko, a junior middle linebacker for the Crusaders. And actually check that, that's Indy Grosskopf on that play, number 43.
Just try to run a rollout, try to get a little extra protection by stiffening up on the right side. Just didn't do a good job of blocking the end man on the line of scrimmage. He caused some havoc, made the quarterback step up. Dowling had to step up when that design was supposed to go to the perimeter on that pass concept. So Good job right there by Moeller's defense, setting the edge, we call that, and giving a chance for his buddies to get the sack on the outside from the backside.
3rd down and 16. Dowling, long pass across the field to the far side. It's complete to Marshawn Thornton, and now he cuts it back to the near side, and Thornton is off to the races. Needs a block from Burrell, and eventually gets taken down out of bounds by Tegan Cumberland.
Wow, just cover 2 ball, take a whole shot inside the zone. Looked like it was a misread. The safety, number 5 from Moeller, just didn't get over the top of that defense. He's going to be yelled at in tomorrow's film study, especially in 3rd and extra long, but great throw, great run after the catch. Way to find his young sophomore receiver there for an explosive play on 3rd down.
That was 61 yards, but in the end, I think Marshawn Thornton probably ran about 100 yards because from his beginning with his route going to the wide side of the field and then cutting it all the way back across the near side of the field. 61 yards on 3rd and 16. And now on the Jets sweep, Jamari Brown gets tripped up, and the Crusaders get a negative play from Mount Carmel on this first play, as Caleb Willis in on the tackle right there.
Just miscommunication on the perimeter. Lewis does a great job reacting to the jet sweep, seeing that the jet sweep is coming at him, and then making a great individual tackle, one-on-one in the backfield, exactly what they needed on 1st down after a big play.
Loss of 6, so it's 2nd and 16. And a couple of big defensive plays already on this drive by Moeller, but counteracted by the long pass and catch and run by Marshawn Thornton. And now another 5 yards tacked on. Moving backwards are the Caravans. 2nd down and 21.
Look for a run here, dropping 8 coverage. In coverage, 3 down linemen, 2nd and 21. A chance to find a gap and get a big explosive play in the run game.
Fake left, spin it back to the right, and getting tripped up, Madden Wilson. Just shy of the 35-yard line.
Didn't love that call, a little bit too much window dressing on it. Tried to fake the perimeter screen outside. I don't know who's falling for a perimeter screen on 2nd and 21, and then throw a funnel screen back to your running back on the opposite side. There's just a little bit too much going on, just took too long to develop in the backfield there. Nice play by Moeller. Way to answer after a big play. They don't get rattled. They just play 11-man football. This defense gave up only less than 18 points a game last year. They're showing why they've built for the adversity of this game early on.
On 3rd and 20, and getting between the defense is Steven Winkler, and he has the 1st down at the 14-yard line.
Just a perfect call right here. Ran 3 verticals to the 2 shell. Now, Moeller does not adjust. They still play cover 2 on that side. Good job making that a 2-on-1 ball. 2 verticals versus 1 zone defender. You pick the most open guy. Dowling did right there for a huge 1st down on 3rd down. 2 huge 3rd down conversions on this drive.
Needed to get it to 15 and got it to the 14. And now Madden Wilson towards the corner of the end zone and will be pushed out before he reaches the pylon.
Just a little one-back power. You see Puma coming back and getting a big hit to set the edge right there for his running back to cut off of him. Great job by the running back. 1 step, get vertical, north and south. Great execution here by Carmel.
And now on 1st and goal, they'll punch it in with Madden Wilson. 13-0 Caravan here late in the 1st quarter.
This is what this team is built for. Inside zone, right up the middle, hat for a hat up front. Sometimes in the goal line, Wilson and company has to make the 2nd level defender miss. He does in that situation, slips in for a big score. What a momentum shift, thinking you're going to be in a 3rd and 20 situation twice and get a touchdown. The probability on that is less than 1%. Great job by Mount Carmel answering the bell. A huge drive. They execute.
The point after is good by Mijares. And now it's a 2-touchdown lead for Mount Carmel here in the first quarter. A touchdown pass, the first score, and this touchdown run by Wilson sends us to a break with Mount Carmel up by 2 touchdowns. Okay. 8 plays, 85 yards, which had a 3rd and 16 conversion that went 61 yards down the field to Marshawn Thornton. Eventually a 1-yard touchdown run by Madden Wilson. And Mount Carmel has a 14-0 lead here late in the first quarter. Moeller on their first drive did go 7 plays into Mount Carmel territory down to the 20, but then had a field goal blocked. And now on this return, Dante Ware doesn't have much room to go anywhere. And now for the second time, we'll get to see Ponatoski leading the offense for the Crusaders.
You know, Scott, in the second drive of the game, you're down 14-0, not how you scripted it pregame, but there's no 14 play in football. So they got to just find a way to execute one play at a time, can give their defense a little bit of rest, pick up 1 or 2 first downs. I think that's a success, but I don't think they're in a situation where they need points desperately just yet, but I'd like to see them get into a little rhythm here on offense.
From the 26, Ponatoski hands it off to Tyler Jocelyn, who gets drilled. Tackle made by number 32, Roman Iguabike, a 4-star with offers from Ohio State and Purdue.
Yeah, Iguabike really just benefits. He's the captain of this defense. He sets the defensive line. He sets the linebackers. He gets the call from the coach and communicates that to the other 10 players. He's a really special player. He's excited. They're excited to have him, and he's going to have a bright future at the collegiate level.
2nd and 8, Ponatoski puts on the brakes and cuts it back off field. And Matt Ponatoski now on the run. He will go to contact, lose the football, but then it gets knocked out of bounds. And so that possession will revert to Moeller, but we do have a flag on the play. Take a look at this, Brandon.
Yeah, Ponatoski just tried to do a half roll to the short side of the field. I don't know about that, but they ran a zone coverage beater versus man. That's why Ponatoski went to his first read, his second read, his third read, but makes the smart decision, putting his foot in the ground and picking up what he can as the flow happened on the right side, cuts it back for a big gain on the ground.
Ends up getting 22 yards. The penalty was declined on Mount Carmel. It was Patrick Brakey who caused the fumble with the contact with Ponatoski. So 1st and 10 from midfield. Ponatoski, some pressure chasing him, and he runs again and will be out of bounds right at another first down.
You can see him right there putting his hand up. I know exactly what he's talking about. Another man concept versus zone coverage. Ponatoski has nowhere to go with this football. Another makes a great decision, not making a bad play worse, picking it up 10, 11 yards on the ground using his legs. You can see this kid's an athlete. He's one of the best baseball players in the country. You don't become that without being an athlete. This kid can do it on the ground and do it with his arm as well.
Going to Kentucky to play both football and baseball. Now Ponatoski with the touch over the middle, down the field. Carson KO, touchdown, 40 yards. And that takes 4 plays for the Crusaders. 32 of it on the ground by Ponatoski, and now 40 yards in the air to KO.
Great job up front by Dante Ware, identifying blitz right there. Tried to play zone coverage behind it, cover 4. When that happens, if you can break the eyes of the safety, you're going to have a lot of room. Good job by Ponatoski identifying coverage. Good job by the running back and the offensive line. Those big hog mollies up front, giving him protection that he needed versus the blitz to take a shot down the field. Great execution on that play for a big score.
4 plays, 74 yards, and it takes a minute and 27 seconds for Moeller to get on the board for the first time today. 14-7 now. Mount Carmel on top of Moeller. Be right back in a moment on Flow Sports. First touchdown pass and first touchdown catch of the season for Moeller. Matt Ponatoski, 40 yards to Carson Kao, and they're on the board here late in the first quarter. And now their special teams try to make sure Mount Carmel can't get past the 20-yard line on that kick return. Scott Sudikoff and Brandon Dowdy with you. And little back and forth action now. Touchdown pass from Dowling and a touchdown run by Wilson for Mount Carmel. And now the touchdown pass a few moments ago by Ponatoski for Moeller.
You know, I love the cat and mouse game by these coaches, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You know, first drive of the game, we had Burrell have 4 catches on that drive. Thornton topped it off with a touchdown, but then the second drive he just gets no catches and Thornton gets all the receptions. Really good job by the coaching staff finding their best players.
Oh, Dowling gets picked off. Caleb Willis, pick 6. Sorry, the 7th interception that Moeller has had this year as a team. The junior Caleb Willis with the pick 6 and a point after away from tying it.
Young quarterbacks, you can't be late to the flat. Good job by the flat defender reading the quarterback's eyes in zone coverage. He saw it all the way. He went high, he went low, high, back down to low. You can't be late throwing that ball on a sit route versus zone coverage. Great job by Moeller right there, having the huge interception for 6 to tie this game.
And the point after ties it. So just 11 seconds on the clock after Moeller got the touchdown pass. They get the pick 6, and this game is tied at 14 on the INT by Caleb Willis. And we just like that have a brand new ball game late here in the first quarter. And Brandon, this is what we signed up for, and this is what we expected, a competitive matchup between the number 2 ranked team in Illinois, Mount Carmel out of Chicago, and the number 1 ranked team out of Ohio, Archbishop Moeller. Of course, they're located there in Cincinnati.
Yeah, 2 really high-powered offense, 2 well-coached teams. I figured that Moeller would get some chances to have some opportunities at some turnovers on defense, but they are susceptible to taking those big shots down the field. So exactly what we thought was going to happen in this game has happened. Back and forth. I expected a high-scoring game. Both offenses looking pretty good, other than Mount Carmel's unfortunate, unforced interception return for a touchdown here. I think they got to get back to the run game, back to winning the up front battle and trying to get their running backs involved here to sustain a drive.
Now Carmel's 3 possessions. Got 8 plays, 83 yards for a touchdown. 8 plays, 85 yards for a touchdown, and now 1 play giving up a pick 6. Meanwhile, Moeller, their first drive, they went 7 plays, got down to the 20-yard line, had a field goal blocked. Then they went 4 plays, 74 yards on the 40-yard touchdown pass from Ponatoski to KO. And now the touchback. At the 20-yard line with 10 seconds to go.
Like I said, Mount Carmel's got to get back down. You can see a good shot of their offensive line. That's their staple. They want to be physical up front. I think that with Puma and company, they got to find a way to run the ball left right at him and get some momentum here on the ground.
Cutting to the right. And being spun down is Nathan Samuels. And there's Caleb Willis right back in there defensively, along with Andrew Stofko. And that's going to wrap up an eventful first quarter of play here in Ironton. Mount Carmel took a 14-0 lead. They had that lead with less than a minute to go, or less than 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. And then Moeller connects on a long touchdown pass, as well as a pick 6. As one quarter has wrapped up here in Ironton. Mount Carmel 14, Moeller 14. The second quarter is coming up in a couple of moments here on Flo Sports. College fan experience is now here. Head to FloCollege.com to watch more than 20,000 college sporting events from 18 different conferences all in one place. And on the first play of the second quarter, bursting across the 30-yard line on the run is the quarterback Emmett Dowling. Again, FloCollege.com to watch more than 20,000 college sporting events from 18 different conferences all in one place.
That's Emmett Dowling's specialty right there. Have an extra guy in on the run game to block for the quarterback. Great job right there, fighting for a first down.
First down from the 31. Far sideline, it's Marshawn Thornton who had a gigantic 61-yard catch and mostly run on a 3rd down and 16 in the first quarter that helped to set up the second touchdown the Mount Carmel scored.
6'2", 185, sophomore. Yeah, you heard that, sophomore. This kid's a player. They really expect him to be one of the best players in the country when he's a senior. He's showing it right here. If he gets single coverage, I'd be throwing it to number 3.
Got 7 on first down, and now they go to Burrell, who has his 4th catch of the game. And another first down.
Another RPO right here. He's got a run called, but throws a hitch to the boundary. Again, Moeller just playing way off of these talented receivers. They're respecting their speed. Burrell, he can run 4.3, 4.4 speed on the outside. The beauty of having two stud receivers on your team is neither of them can get doubled or doubled. They can't double them on a single play. So all you have to do is figure out who's not going to be double team, who's not going to be rolled coverage to, and just throw away from it.
1st and 10 from the 46. Dowling pump fakes, now throws, and almost intercepted again. In fact, it should have been intercepted by Grant Emery, who had a pickoff last week. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Late balls over the middle. He just double clutched on this one. I think he should have thrown it in rhythm right now. Instead, he double clutches, causing him to be late. The defender does a good job of breaking on the ball. They're just reading his eyes in zone coverage. 90% zone coverage right now. He's got to recognize that and just take completions. Be patient within the offense. Take completions. Get this into third and manageable situations, and then get the run game going.
This is a Moeller defense that allowed 216 yards of total offense last week, and last year average giving up 245. Dowling now running against the grain across midfield, and he lays the hit on the defender, number 45, Brody Haig, and a first down, close to it. It'll be 3rd down and a couple.
Full rollout here. He went low, he went high, he went back low, and then used his legs right there. Great job making a decisive decision right there. He wants to run the football. When he gets out of the pocket and he sees green grass, he's going to go. Defenders got to understand that, especially in zone coverage as they get softened, more softened. He has that ability to run as a dual threat quarterback.
Dowling trying to run for the first, Dowling trying to run it for the first down, and this looks to be very close. You can see it to be 4th down in less than a yard.
Got to go here, Scott. Get the big guys up front. Get them fired up. Extra offensive lineman coming in the game, checking in. I think this is 4th and go, 4th and inches. You have an experienced offensive line. You got to lean on them in this situation. You got to be able to pick this up.
Buka Adaluga, the extra lineman on the left side. They go to the right side, though, with Nathan Samuels for the first down. The right side, you've got right tackle Chase Clark and right guard Tim Harkins. Center is Declan Gill. Lamont Miller, the left guard. We talked about Claude Puma, the left tackle, and Adaluga in there for that play as well.
Love the window dressing. The entire defense thought that play was going to the extra offensive lineman side. They say not so fast, run it to the weak side. Great call by the staff. Jordan Lynch and company.
1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. 9th play of the drive upcoming for Mount Carmel, trying to bounce back from that first play pick 6 the last time they had the football. Dowling alone in the backfield. Steps away from the pressure, gets out of the tackle attempt, and then eventually is brought down from behind by Brody Haig. Initially, it was Carter Matthews he was able to get away from, but it's Haig, the sophomore linebacker, who makes the play.
Great job here winning individually one-on-one. Tried to take a shot down the field. It wasn't there. Zone coverage did a good job playing cover 2 shell, 2 taking a shot. I think they got to get back to running this football, handing it to their running backs and leaning on the offensive line. Get them out of these 2nd and long situations.
2-yard loss. 2nd down and 12. Tough snap handled and handed off to Duran Sims, junior wide receiver, on the end around and just inside the 40 to the 39, a pickup of 6. So it'll be 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6. I think it's 2-down territory for sure here. Just got to get half, young quarterbacks. Find a way to get 3 yards. If that's with your legs, if that's throwing an easy completion, an accurate throw, trying to get run after the catch, just got to understand with the situation here on 3rd and 6 in a 4-down situation.
Bert Bathiani, the head coach for Moeller, led this team last year to a 14-2 record, regional championship. 1-0 to begin this season. Of course, Jordan Lynch on the other side for Mount Carmel, 11-3 last year, 3 straight state championships in Illinois. 3rd down and 6 from the 39. And a penalty upcoming on the Caravan.
This is really where Moeller struggled on 3rd and extra long situations. They've converted 2 of them, a 3rd and 16 and a 3rd and 20. It's got to be smart with the football, know that opportunities are going to be there. I would not suspect Moeller to play cover 2 again. They've gotten burned on it twice on 3rd and extra long. I expect him to come here with the pressure, put some pressure on Dowling to throw him off his spot.
It's 3rd and 11 after the 5-yard penalty. So 3rd down and 11. Dowling will launch it in off the fingertips of Marshawn Thornton.
Like we thought, brought in 2 extra guys. 6 in coverage right there. Great job. That was an accurate throw. Just got to put it on his head. I know it's a tough situation in the scramble drill. Really got thrown off from the beginning. Had a miscommunication up front. That's a mine or nobody's ball right there. A great decision by the young quarterback, Dowling.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 11, and I think you can hear the crowd upset because I think that Jake Shuckman, the cornerback in coverage there, may have had a grab of the receiver at one point. Now Dowling going deep again, and he had his man open, Burrell, but the throw comes short as Burrell had beat Shuckman there. It'll be a turnover on downs.
Another pressure look. They sent a blitz on the outside, one more than the protection could handle on the outside, and causing a little bit of confusion in the backfield, speeding up the Dowling on that throw there. Had his receiver open, just got to give us a little bit more air, try to give our receiver a chance to go up and get that ball.
So Moeller will take over at their own 39 with 8 minutes to go in the first half. You also saw that Dowling took quite the hit just as he released that football, and I think that added, I think you saw a little wobble on that ball, and that was probably due to that contact.
Absolutely.
First down run up the middle. Couple of yards. We're taking over at their own 44, so it's a gain of 2 to the 46.
Like the decision going for it on 4th and extra long there. You've hit on a couple 3rd down and extra longs in this game already. Love the decision to just, you can tell why this kid's a 4-star athlete. He actually told his running back to block on that play. He misses as he rolls out and does the scramble. You see his eyes left. He doesn't like what he sees. Got a zone beater versus man. Rolls to his right, tells his running back to block. Then he finds him up the field. He does a great job of scrambling with his eyes down the field, trying to throw rather than trying to run. Great job by Ponatoski.
3rd down and 4. Ponatoski keeps his feet. Will only get a couple, though. The tackle. Again, Roman Igwebike this time able to bring him down. 4th down and 2 from the Mount Carmel 49, and Moeller will bring on the punt team. It'll be our first punt of the day.
Great job by Mount Carmel right there, switching up coverages again. They thought they were going to run man coverage. They ran the crossing route, the mesh concept underneath. It was zone coverage. They passed it off, communicated it really well, making it a murky picture for Ponatoski and company. Great job by Mount Carmel answering the bell after the turnover on downs.
Punt by Adam Rubush. And ends up spinning back a couple of yards in the favor of Mount Carmel, but touched up at the 12-yard line. And now for the first time in this game, we've had back-to-back possessions with neither team scoring. Mount Carmel a turnover on downs after of Moeller, while Crusaders got it back but go 3 and out. And 5:48 left to go in the second quarter. Starting from the 12-yard line. Dowling, little miss snap there, but able to corral it and find his man, Marshawn Thornton, on the slant. He'll sprint across the 50, carry 2 defenders for about 5 extra yards, and eventually is down at the 47-yard line. So on the first play of the drive, they go 51 yards.
Great job right there by Dowling, identifying blitz coming from his left side. He just replaces the blitz defender with the slant route. Good on-time, accurate throw right there equals run after the catch. Just fine. Mr. Thornton there, he's going to make a play, especially in space.
Let me fix my math there. 33 yards. And now Dowling rolling out to the right, completes it down the field to Burrell for another first down.
Right there, just a comeback route. They're going to play zone coverage. This is rollout all the way. Didn't do a good job of setting the edge on the rollout. And just the little window dressing by looking left, trying to get the defense to flow out there. Just one-on-one coverage versus the one high, three deep zone coverage. Morrell does a good job of making a decisive route, giving his quarterback a target to throw to. Great throw by Dowling. This offense is rolling right now.
Ends up stepping out shy a couple of yards there, so it's 2nd and 2. And on the ground, Madden Wilson will earn that first down.
Good mix of run and pass on this drive, rolling the quarterback out, easy decisions, easy completions, then get the run game going. This looks like a little bit like this Moeller defense is guessing right now and guessing wrong. Mount Carmel with the great adjustments coming out of that drive to this drive.
1st and 10 from the 34. Flexing into the backfield is Wilson. A little bobble with the snap. Dowling able to corral it and at least move forward.
I'm not even going to attempt to analyze that one as a 5.22 40 quarterback running a zone read, reading the nose guard. Never done that in my career, but great job by Dowling right there.
Gets 2 yards out of it. 2nd down and 8. We're late here in the second quarter. Mount Carmel has 2 of their timeouts left. Moeller with their full complement. Dowling, play action, steps up, throws deep, end zone, touchdown. Quentin Burrell from 32 yards. Emmett Dowling with his 2nd touchdown pass of the game. And Mount Carmel back on top.
This is absolutely stealing for the offensive coordinator. One-on-one versus one of the best players in the country. Just go get it. Great job right there by Dowling, dropping the ball on Morrell's head. A great route, stemming the DB inside, and then the ball faded him to the outside. Great throw, good execution on that drive.
So it takes just 5 plays to go 88 yards to retake the lead. Miyares is already 2 for 2 on his point after attempts. And now 3 for 3. 5 plays, 88 yards, and it takes 1 minute and 34 seconds. And Mount Carmel with a 21-14 lead. 4:14 to go in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back in a moment here on Flo Sports. Jordan Lynch in his 8th season as Mount Carmel's head coach. His team on top 21-14. He's a Heisman Trophy candidate at Northern Illinois University. An outstanding college career as the quarterback, and now doing an outstanding job as a head coach at the high school level. And we've got whistles on the kickoff. Our favorite thing, Brandon.
Love laundry day, buddy.
I mean, I can live with penalty flags, but on the kickoff. So an offside on the kickoff, or a false start by Mount Carmel. So they'll have to kick it off from the 35 now.
You don't see that every day.
Well, they just went 5 plays, 88 yards in a minute and 34. 32-yard touchdown pass from Emmett Dowling to Quentin Burrell. Second touchdown throw of the game for Dowling. And they retake the lead after being up 14-0. Moeller tied it with a pick 6 late in the first quarter. We take it from the 12-yard line by Rutherford. And he gets tackled by number 13, Dean Kemp. And a flag is thrown in.
Looks like it's going to be a holding here on the receiving team. Back him up, Ted.
So let's see where this ball eventually gets spotted with 4:06 to play in the second quarter. And Moeller now trailing. They opened up their season last week against their Cincinnati rival Princeton, beat them 41-20, but they were down, again, 13-0 in that game, and of course today they were down 14-0. They eventually had a 14-13 lead at halftime and won it 41-20. Don't want to play from behind every game, though.
No, I think they're going to have to find some rhythm here. I think Ponatoski's done a really good job of executing in the scramble drill, but I'd like to see him make a couple more in-rhythm throws. Coaches got to do a better job of calling plays for that to happen. See if they can do it on this drive going into the half.
So from the 19-yard line, the Crusaders go to the ground. Dante Ware can't really get outside. Down at the 20-yard line, short gain.
I think this has been the problem here. Give credit to Mount Carmel. They've done a really good job in the run game. I think their most explosive plays have been with the quarterback rushing. They got to find ways to get these running backs the ball in space, open up holes for them to dig in and make explosive plays. Can't just become one-dimensional.
We're looking at junior defensive end Darren Graham in around the tackle. And now a quick tackle made by Tavares Harrington, who we have yet to really spotlight today, but deserves to be spotlighted. A junior cornerback for the Caravan.
Yeah, 6'3", 180-pound, 4-star, number 96 nationally for the 2027 class. He plays corner for his team. Think he'll play safety in the next level. He's number 10 safety in the country, number 4 player in the Illinois. Offers, you name it, he's got it. Alabama, Illinois, Notre Dame, Michigan, and Louisville, just to name a few.
3rd down and 9 for Ponatoski and Moeller. He'll step up, sees some room to run. Oh, what a move to get around, and now he's got a 1st down, a little bit more. He was able to juke Roman Igwebike the other way, and 1st down run by Ponatoski.
Right there, this is not a design draw. Ponatoski just making a play in the open field, breaking some ankles, doing a good job. He has been their most effective rusher in this game. I think Mount Carmel has been dropping, especially on 3rd down, dropping 8 coverage, leaving some lanes in zone coverage for him to run and pick up 1st downs. Great job by Ponatoski right there on a big 3rd down.
Gets 25 on the play. Now Tyler Jocelyn. Just shy of mid. A couple of years ago, Moeller had Jordan Marshall running back. He's now a sophomore at Michigan. Second to 5. Jocelyn with a couple of more yards to the 48. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. Brandon, you were about to say?
Yeah, right there you can see, this team on the perimeter not doing a good job of blocking down the field. I think that's why they're having success. A lot of these plays are bouncing or designed to go to the outside to have successful, explosive plays on the perimeter. You got to block for your buddies on the perimeter. Yeah, everyone wants to catch the football. Receivers got to get a hat for a hat and to create those explosive plays for your running back.
3rd and short for Moeller. Ponatoski throws, and it's incomplete. Never had a chance. 4th down.
They were just a little bit late. Tough right there. Got man coverage, exactly what they wanted. They finally guessed right on the pass concept. Just rolling out left makes you have to gather just a little bit, especially as a right-handed quarterback. That ball's got to be out one click earlier right there for an accurate throw. He had him. He just got to make that adjustment as he's rolling left, knowing that he's going to take an extra step.
Well, they will go for it here. It's 4th and calling it 3, but it's a shorter 3, closer to 2, and that'll be plenty of yardage for the first down. Wide open is tight end. Our wide receiver actually listed Dean Schnitzler. First down.
Just didn't line up correctly. They hit him with the tempo, and it worked out perfectly on the 4th and short situation. Ponatoski recognizes his man was uncovered, does a great job just aborting his fake and getting it out to his receiver. Huge first down right there. They needed that right there on 4th down.
13 yards for the first down. A run on first down now. It's like no gain.
You see on that play, Khalil Johnson's looks like he's banged up. He took a nasty hit on the side of his knee. We haven't been able to talk about Khalil, but he's a 4-star player. Hate to miss this guy up front. He's one of their staples up front. 4-star. He's got offers from Ohio State, Kentucky, and Boston College. He's number 4 player in Ohio, number 18th offensive tackle in the nation. Tough to see him go down.
Yeah, so he's going to be tended to. We'll step aside and come back in a moment here. 21-14, Mount Carmel on top of Moeller. Second and 10 play, and that ball hit the ground. Not able to complete the catch is Maddox Nelson. It'll be 3rd down at 10. Saw Khalil Johnson be helped up off the field, starting right tackle. So on the depth chart, Nicholas Munich will be the one to come in behind him. That not always is the case. Looks like Victor Marshall may be out there now as well. Let's see. We get an ID on the right tackle there. Pass complete out to the left side. It's actually Alex Bolar who had him starting as the right guard, who is now kicked out to right tackle, number 73 for Moeller. Take a look at that play.
Zone coverage beater. Good job by Ponatoski, finding his outlet, knowing they're in a 2-down situation. All he was trying to do there is get a one-on-one with his running back, try to make him break a tackle in the open field, try to pick up that first down. I think this is go territory for sure on a team that just converted a 4th down in the last set of downs. So I think they would definitely try to go for this here. I would expect man coverage third and medium, man coverage, maybe a little blitz. I would probably think that these linebackers would be coming over Khalil Johnson's backups just because there's going to be a lack of communication and experience. I think they have a chance to get a little matchup problem there on the right side of Ponatoski.
Moeller calls timeout, so both teams have 2 timeouts left with 51 seconds to go. It'll be 4th down and 7 from the 31-yard line. Both teams have been pretty efficient in 3rd down and 4th down situations today. And now Mount Carmel might be using a timeout, or some substitution issues. They're going to reset the play clock. And no timeout called. Personnel change.
Right here, Scott, for young quarterbacks, you see number 88 on the outside. He's actually a tight end body in that picture. For young quarterbacks, if the tight end is split out all the way, use what the coach gives you. Right there, if he's all the way outside and there's a DB, a corner out there that matches him, now you know in your head that the defense is trying to play zone coverage. If that was a linebacker or a safety that drops down into the face of number 88, Big Sam Hamilton, then that indicates man coverage. So the coordinators and the offensive coaches for your teams are trying to give you indicators. It's up to you to use those things to help yourself out, identify those coverages to make better decisions.
Well, Moeller ends up using another timeout here. For a very important 4th down and 7. Bert Bathiani, the head coach at Moeller. 3rd season as the head coach. Deciding to go for it here on 4th down and 7. Ponatoski will throw it complete. 1st down and a touchdown. A 2nd touchdown for Carson Ko on 4th down and 8. 31-yard touchdown.
Great job by that offensive line, giving him protection. Running back gets in there. He picks up his blockers, got man coverage, expected man on 3rd down. Ponatoski is able to step up in the pocket, get some time to give his receivers to make their man coverage person on them miss. Great job, good execution, great play call, great individual effort all around by Ponatoski on that drive completely.
And now whistles before the point after. Nine plays, 81 yards in 2 minutes and 24 seconds. 2nd touchdown pass from Ponatoski to Carson Ko. And the point after ties the game at 21. The first touchdown pass to Ko was 40 yards late in the 1st quarter. This touchdown pass on a 4th down and 8, 31 yards from Matt Ponatoski to Carson Ko. And we're right back where we started, all tied up. Moeller 21, Mount Carmel 21, here on Flo Sports.
And if you want,
Another touchdown here for Moeller.
Yeah, Ponatoski does a great job. His legs actually open up this play. If you see the defender that was covering his receiver, Kehu, he actually comes up because he thinks Ponatoski is going to rush the football, leaving his man wide open. Ponatoski does a great job not keeping his head up as he rushed, and right there found his open receiver for a touchdown. Big play on 4th down to really harness some momentum. Seems like a copy and paste, Scott, of last week. They did a really good job of converting at the end of the half to build some momentum going into the halftime.
On the kick return, it's Marshawn Thornton. Yeah, it's a good point about Moeller, because last week they were able to convert in some similar situations. And a flag on this return. A holding call on Mount Carmel before this drive gets started, with 37 seconds left and tied up again.
Really don't think that penalty mattered. I think this is rush, get to half. 0-0 game again, starting from scratch. This one's been entertaining from the start, back and forth. Exciting second half coming your way.
Oh, Dowling's going to throw. So much for what Brandon thought. To midfield, and it's broken up at the last moment. Broken up by Paxton Dodsworth, intended for Marshawn Thornton.
I thought this was run all the way here. Not so fast. They throw a go ball, 50-50 spot. I actually like the throw, giving the receiver a chance there. Just got to come up with a contested catch. Oof, that could have been, especially an offense that's clicking like that Moeller is. If that was a turnover, you could be looking at a deficit going into half and a 14-point swing.
Sophomore cornerback with the pass breakup. Now they will run on 2nd and 10 from the 15.
Did I say run? I meant run. I meant pass, run.
Yeah, give it a chance, I suppose, on that first play. Get it far downfield. If it gets intercepted, maybe not in the worst position. And that wraps up the first half. Well, Mount Carmel jumped out to a 14-0 lead. They got a 17-yard touchdown pass from Dowling to Thornton a couple of minutes into the game. They ended up blocking a field goal after that, and then getting a touchdown run by Madden Wilson. But then Moeller answers back, 40-yard touchdown pass from Ponatoski to KO, and then a pick six by Caleb Willis tied the game. Eventually, Mount Carmel retook the lead on a Quentin Burrell 32-yard touchdown catch before Matt Ponatoski, with this play on 4th down, Carson KO tied it up right before halftime. 21-21 at halftime here on Flow Sports. We are back in Ironton, Ohio, Tanks Memorial Stadium. Game one of a triple header today. Mount Carmel, number 2 out of Illinois. Moeller, number 1 in Ohio. And after 1.5 of play, we're tied at 21. Scott Sudikoff, Brandon Dowdy with you. And Brandon, as we look at the first half highlights, a lot of answers back and forth between these two teams.
Yeah, Thornton here on the bang route does a good job getting in the end zone. And then Madden Wilson on a 1-yard touchdown. 14-0 at this time, all in Mount Carmel's direction. And not so fast. Ponatoski and company gets a touchdown. They get a pick 6, making it 14-14. And then Mount Carmel, they storm back. One-on-one ball to their best receiver, Morrell. And then what does Moeller do right before the half? They answer with Ponatoski again to Cahu, who had a heck of a first half. Explosive plays all over the place in this first half. Really excited to see what's in store for us in the second half of this one. Should be explosive again.
As we ran through that, saw Mount Carmel got up to a 14-0 lead. It was a 17-yard touchdown pass from Dowling to Thornton over an 8-play, 83-yard drive. Then they blocked a field goal and got the football back and went 8 plays again, 85 yards before the short touchdown run by Wilson. And then that's when Moeller was able to get on the board late in the first quarter. They got on the board actually early in the second quarter, I should say. Got the 40-yard touchdown pass from Ponatoski to Carson Ko, and then Caleb Willis had the pick 6, 14-14. Then this man right here, Burrell, for Mount Carmel, had a 32-yard touchdown catch midway through the second quarter to get the lead back up. And he's had quite the day so far.
Yeah, he's been just really exploiting zone coverage, finding the soft spots, doing a good job inside and outside. That two-headed beast between Quentin Morrell and Marshawn Thornton has been successful today, helping their quarterback Dowling out, getting his high completion percentage, easy throws, and when man coverage happens, one-on-one, they're finding Morrell in those soft spots, doing a good job of getting him the ball. We expected him to get the ball early and often. I don't think it's going to stop here in the second half.
And we talked about Matt Ponatoski off the top, and he has delivered here in this game, especially with his legs, actually. He's ran for a lot of big yardage gains on the ground, especially on 3rd and 4th down. He also has a couple of touchdown passes, both of them to Carson Ko, 40 yards, as well as the 31-yard touchdown pass, which was on 4th down and 7. And so Ponatoski delivering so far for his Moeller team.
Yeah, Ponatoski, like you said, he's been really doing a good job with his legs, making really good decisions with the football. He hasn't turned it over here in the first half. I really think his legs have led to these big plays that Moeller's had on offensive side of the ball. When you rush as a quarterback and you see those lanes really well, it opens up your receivers downfield. The defense has to respect the fact that he's been able to be successful running the football, opening up those big shots, especially on 3rd and 4th down. We saw late in that second quarter. He has been as advertised in this game. He's been one of their most effective players, but I'm expecting him to see a little bit more rhythm throws here in the second half. I think they can do a better job on 1st and 2nd down, getting him some completions and staying out of those 3rd and extra long situations. But he's been in full control of this game. You can see why he is one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the country for this year.
So Mount Carmel again got off to a 14-0 lead early. Moeller tied it up with back-to-back touchdowns late in the first quarter, capped off by the pick 6 by Caleb Willis. Mount Carmel retook the lead in the final couple of minutes of the second quarter, but it was answered back by Ponatoski and Moeller. And so that is where we are, 21 all. Mount Carmel will be kicking off to Moeller to begin this second half. Second all-time meeting between these two schools. The first time was in 1990. They played at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, the former home of the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincinnati Reds. That was a state championship year for Mount Carmel, and so the uniforms they're wearing today are actually throwbacks to that 1990 season. Kicking it off is Ethan Hamer, sophomore Puts the right boot into it, and the third quarter has begun. Returned from the 4-yard line by Gavin Rutherford. He'll get about to the 22, 23-yard line, tackled by Garrett Mann. And Moeller will have a chance to take their first lead of the game here in this tie game at 21.
You know, we just talked about it, but I think early in this drive, got to find a way to get easy completions for Pontotoski, for the running backs. You haven't heard their name much. Dante Ware has been really the guy that's been covering the running back duties in this game. I'm excited to see him. I think this offensive line can wear this defensive line down a little bit, allowing for a little bit easier time in protection and easier time to be able to convert on third down at a higher rate than they had in the first half.
So from their own 22, Moeller starts off. Running back to the left of Pontotoski is Jocelyn. And reaching up to make the catch on the far side is Maddox Nelson, junior wide receiver who only played one game last year and had one catch last week.
Easy completion to the field. Offense off coverage versus cover 3. Number 9 for Mount Carmel, Isaiah Sladana, has got to do a better job of pushing to the flat there. He's got no threat of going to the flat other than that receiver on the outside. One-on-one coverage. Got to help his cornerback out there and make that a little bit harder of a throw for Pontotoski. He's going to make that one every time.
On 2nd and 3. Get it to the 30, right to the 32, and that would be a first down. And see, Moeller wants to pick up the pace. They do rule it as a first down at the 32-yard line. Gosling on the run, reaches the sideline, and he's out of bounds at the 44. And that'll be a first down run as well.
The thumper Jocelyn gets the ball right there. Does a good job of getting north and south. Hits his great job of the offensive line up front, setting the edge, allowing him to push outside and then have that cutback lane. Great effective run there.
Like he ended up getting spotted out of bounds a little bit shorter than where initially the official was spotting that football. And now it will be a first down at the 42. So a couple of first downs already on this drive for Moeller. Four-man front for the Caravan. They rush 5. They are able to break free. Pontotoski on the run will get rid of it and avoid losing yardage as there at the end. Number 88, Darren Graham, was getting to Pontotoski.
Missed opportunity there for Pontotoski. Got a snag route, a little 4-yard sit route versus his own coverage. Young quarterback's got to be good with your eyes to hold that flat defender so he doesn't come underneath that throw. He stared right at it. That flat defender buzzed right underneath it, causing him to have to roll out and throw that ball away. I think he could have gotten an easy 4, 5, 6-yard completion right there in rhythm.
2nd and 10 from the 42. And the tackle made by Stephen Winkler. A lot of penetration there by the defense. Lost a little bit of yardage. 3rd down and 10, close to 11. Pontotoski fires it too high and wide, looking for his main man, Carson Kao. The coverage by Tavares Harrington, and it's 4th down and 11.
Great job up front. You got a good look right there at number 97, Joey Quinn on the outside rusher going to Vanderbilt, 3-star kid. They did a good job winning one-on-one, causing some problems in the backfield. Great job up front by Mount Carmel on that drive. They really were getting pressure, getting penetration into the offensive backfield that entire drive, causing everything to be a little bit mistimed.
Rubish just gets the punt away. Caught at the 20 and then returned to the 25-yard line, and then a late flag thrown in as that was Burrell on the punt return of just a short 5 yards, and he's a little shaken up with a hit that may have come up high. You can see the Mount Carmel sideline saying an elbow sort of, but it's a penalty on Mount Carmel. I didn't catch that signal though, what that penalty actually was there, Brandon.
Yeah, I think he called a fair catch and then returned the ball. So I think they're giving him a 5-yard penalty for doing that. Can't do that one.
So he ends up, the ball will end up being where he was going to make a fair catch, the 20-yard line. So ends up being a 39-yard punt.
Yeah, big opportunity here for Mount Carmel here. Their defense did a really good job getting off the field. They got a chance to reclaim the lead here on this drive.
Oh, the ball popped out. The ball popped out of the hands of Madden Wilson, and it's recovered by Moeller. The second time today on the first play of a drive, Moeller has turned Mount Carmel over.
Great individual effort attacking the football. You see him punching that ball out. Great job getting on the ball. Huge turnover. Now we got a red zone spot for your offense, who just struggled on that drive. Can redeem themselves here with 6 and get their first lead of this game.
Charlie Nelson is the one who ends up having a pop into his hands for the recovery. It was tough to tell, at least from myself looking at that replay, of who actually got the punch out there. But you had 3 different players around the running back. And now they take over inside the red zone. 17-yard line, 1st and 10. Ponatoski going for the touchdown immediately. And he's got it. Touchdown, Moeller.
Wow, what a throw there by Ponatoski. He does a great job seeing cover 2 right there. He tries to throw a whole shot. The safety doesn't get over top. And Jaden Adams with the touchdown there. Great throw. Mine or nobody throw. Just drops it on his head. Little back shoulder to beat the coverage over top. Great throw. Good execution right there.
And Moeller has taken their first lead of the game. Point after, 28-21. So after the quick change, the fumble recovery, first play, touchdown to number 81, Jaden Adams, 6'2", 200-pound freshman, his first catch and his first touchdown. And that's how you take advantage of a turnover if you're the offense of Moeller. So they've had a pick 6 and then a fumble recovery that turns right into a touchdown the next play. Touchdown lead now for Moeller here on Flow Sports. We will be right back in a moment. After the fumble on the first play of the drive by Mount Carmel, the first play of the drive ensuing from Moeller is a touchdown pass, and now on the ensuing kickoff, it's the man who fumbled, actually, Madden Wilson, returning it to the 45-yard line. So now Mount Carmel trails for the first time today.
You know, Scott, going back to that touchdown throw by Ponatoski, it was actually a miscommunication by Caleb Hopkins and Isaac Saldana. Saldana tried to play cover 2 over top, but just didn't get over the edge hard enough to make sure that that zone was not vacant. Great job by Caleb Hopkins, I thought, forcing his receiver to the outside, but just didn't get over the top, causing some weakness and a big score for Moeller.
Hand off to Nathan Samuels, who is split out as a wide receiver, the running back, and then comes around for it, but gets blown up in the backfield by junior defensive end Carter Matthews.
Great job setting the edge. That's actually the quarterback's man. He is reading that guy. I think there was just a miscommunication. The snap was just a little bit off. He had to give that ball. I think if he got a clean operation back there, he would have kept that off of big number 44 and gotten a little bit more than -6.
2nd and 16 from the 37 now after that loss of 6 yards. Dowling straight back, fires one in, complete to Jamari Brown. Brown holding on to the football. He's trying to rip it out was Grant Emery, while Jake Shuckman had him by the legs.
Great job by Dowling, trusting his feet. Zone coverage, got the sail route called right there, threw it on time, on target. Great completion right there on 2nd and 16 when they need it. They've been really good in these long situations today. I think from the Moeller side, I think they got to figure out maybe not play so soft on these long situations. That's where they've seen the worst weaknesses in their defense.
That was 26 yards from their own 37 to the Moeller 37. And down to the 31-yard line on that first down run. Having to leave the field because his helmet came off was 42, Andrew Stofko. Second down and 4. Dowling, quick throw, complete. Burrell, first down for Mount Carmel. Burrell eventually tripped up by Shuckman.
One-on-one, bro. On the outside right there. Tried to run a one-backer dog with single coverage. Ooh, they're living dangerous by leaving Burrell one-on-one. He does a good job of making an open field tackle right there. But Burrell usually makes the first guy miss. 90% of the time you could see shake his head right there. No, he knew that if he broke that one, he was going to be walking into the end zone.
1st and 10 from the 21. From the backside, the pressure, he got rid of it, and guess who? Quentin Burrell, 21-yard touchdown catch. His 2nd touchdown reception of the game, and the 3rd touchdown pass by Emmett Dowling. And now Mount Carmel trailing for the first time today. They answer right back.
You want touchdowns in the red zone, you got to be on time and on target as a young quarterback. Those windows become really small the closer you get to the red zone. Great job right there by Dowling, finding his #1 receiver in single coverage. But a fantastic route, awesome timing, accurate throw. Huge touchdown for Mount Carmel right here in this game. What an answer.
Right. So after the fumble that led to a one-play touchdown drive for Moeller, Mount Carmel comes right back. 5 plays, 57 yards. They got great field position to begin the drive. 5 plays, 57 yards. It takes just 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And then this 21-yard touchdown pass. Dowling to Burrell. We're tied again at 28 here on Flow Sports. Brandon, this game just continues to impress. Moeller took their first lead of the game after a fumble recovery. Mount Carmel answers right back. This kickoff will go out of bounds. Just saw Dowling throw his third touchdown pass today. Meanwhile, Ponatoski has thrown 3 touchdowns. Dowling has the miscue with the pick 6 that he threw, and also we saw the fumble that led directly to a touchdown as well by Mount Carmel. Moeller had a field goal block today, so they've had a few miscues of their own. So with the kick out of bounds, they begin at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Crusaders, tied again at 28. And a good run by Graylow coach. We'll get 11 yards on 1st down.
All 3 of these running backs for Moeller give them a little bit something different. Coach does a really good job. He's an explosive player. You get him in the open field, he's going to make guys miss. Great job right there. I think the key, we talked about it earlier, whoever's going to get the run game going. Moeller, for some reason, has done a good job of sticking with the run game and setting up easy completions for their quarterback.
Coach Jocelyn and Ware, junior, senior, and senior running backs, saw a ton of time last year and really split the carries well last week. Coach ran it 9 times, Jocelyn 13, Ware 10 times last week, and seeing a similar split in this game. As the 1st down carry, just a gain of 1 to the 47, 2nd down and 9. Moeller averaged 39 points a game last season, or scored 41 in their season opener. Almost 400 yards of offense per game last year. Ponatoski with the pocket collapsing on him, but he keeps his composure. Drops it off just over midfield to Gavin Rutherford, out of bounds at the Mount Carmel 45. A pickup of 8, and that should bring up a 3rd down and short.
Again, same situation. Ponatoski's done a really good job with his legs in this game. When that happened, his receiver actually fell down. He stuck with it and threw it to a guy that was coming to try to tackle him, thinking he was going to run the football. Great job keeping his eyes down the field. He's been doing it all night.
And Jocelyn able to get the 1st down. Well, they might measure this. Ball spotted between the 45 and the 44. And it was the 44-yard line was the yard to gain. So a timeout to check on this, whether it... This is a measurement, I believe, of the play of the spot here. Yep. So we'll keep it here. I gotta go a long way. Almost as far as you need to go with that chain. See if we can zoom in and get a look at this. There we go. Oh. It was short. There it is. You can see less than a yard. 4th and inches upcoming. Half a yard, basically. It's right there between the yard markers.
Volunteers doing the change, getting their cardio in. And found that we just got a 50-yard gasser. Can't get that measurement.
4th and inches. Got the big man moving along the line. Straight up the gut. 1st down by plenty. To the 43-yard line. Tyler Jocelyn, who is kind of more of that big bruising back style.
Good shot of the offensive line. Got a lot of big-time players on that offensive line that really leaned on in this game.
Ponatotsky on play action. A helmet down loose on the field. He finds Carson Ko. And Ko brought down from behind around the 15-yard line. See what ends up being the call here.
Ko again just finding the soft spot in the zone coverage right now. They're so scared of the speed of this Moeller offense. They got to play a lot of zone coverage. When the quarterback is athletic as Ponatotsky, getting out of the pocket, it's just going to cause some mismatches. You can't hold up in zone coverage that long and think you're going to be successful.
Let's find the white hat here and get the call from our referee. Ko may have had his knee down earlier, too, on that play before it finished out. Now, a Moeller player lost their helmet, so one wonders if it was yanked off, potentially. Oh. Illegal participation by Caleb Tucker. So
that's a first.
That could be declined. They're going to add on. This is an extension of that. It's not a decline penalty. It's now I would need clarification on what made his participation illegal.
Caleb Tucker, big number 79. Oh, he's just a 6'5", 365-pound sophomore with offers already to Notre Dame, Purdue, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Michigan. Bright future for just a sophomore.
But Brandon, he was doing it illegally in this play, at least participating illegally.
I still don't know what that means, but your guess is as good as mine. Participating illegally.
First and goal from the 8. Had to have been like a late substitution, and then Ponatotsky, and it's incomplete.
Oh, wow. It just hit me, Scott. I think I know what happened. Want to hear my analysis?
There you go. Yes.
After his helmet came off, he continued the play. So illegal participation. You can't play with your helmet off.
There you go.
So I think that's what happened.
Yep. And I got confused. I saw a white helmet on the ground, and I associated that with the team in the white uniforms, but that's actually a Mount Carmel helmet. So there you go. Good job, Caleb Tucker.
Yeah, baby.
Continued to play with his helmet off. Which you understand, a player. It's hard to turn off the motor. The play is happening, but it's a safety concern. Timeout call by Mount Carmel with 3:49 to go in the third quarter. A second down and goal upcoming for Moeller, and we come back right here on Flow Sports. Second and goal from the 8-yard line upcoming for Moeller. As they're looking to take the lead for a second time in the third quarter. They took their first lead of the game after a fumble recovery. And then on the first play, got a touchdown pass to freshman Jaden Davis, excuse me. And now another helmet comes off. This time it is a Moeller helmet.
The illegal participator making a play in the backfield one-on-one versus 365. That's always tough. Great job, great individual effort right there by big Caleb Tucker, the sophomore.
There he is.
15,
3rd and goal.
16 years old right there. That doesn't look like it, if you ask me, Scott.
Nope. 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Play clock at 8. Jocelyn behind Ponatoski in the pistol formation. And getting free, cutting across the back of the end zone, Maddox Nelson. We had quite the perfect view of that, of Nelson coming clear along that back end line. And Ponatoski has his 4th touchdown pass of the game. And back on top go the Crusaders.
I'd say Matthew Ponatoski has bounced back from his weak game performance in the last game. He has been in rhythm, on target all game. Great job, great anticipatory throw right there. That's what he's going to need at the next level when he straps it up for the Wildcats of Kentucky. Great job right there. Anticipating zone coverage, seeing the weakness in the zone, and throwing to that weakness. He didn't have to see the receiver come out of his break. He anticipated it with a great back end line throw there. That was impressive.
9 plays, 65 yards, over 4 minutes and 12 seconds, capped off by this 8-yard touchdown pass from Ponatoski to Nelson. And Moeller is back in front. Moeller has the lead, 35-28, here late in the 3rd quarter. Back and forth we go. Moeller leads again, 35-28. And now on the kick return, now Carmel will get it out to the 25-yard line with Jamari Brown on this return. We just saw 9 plays, 65 yards, over 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Ponatoski, his 4th touchdown pass, this time to Nelson. He's throwing touchdowns to freshman Davis and the other 2 to his lead receiver, Carson Kao. And trotting back on the field, of course, number 4, Quentin Burrell. He has 2 touchdown receptions today out of the 3 that Emmett Dowling has thrown today from the quarterback position. He threw another touchdown, but unfortunately it went to the other team on a pick 6. And he's wide on that throw as Burrell was cutting in, and the throw went outside there to the sideline.
Good adjustment by Moeller there. They gave up the 1st down slant to be the drive starter of the last drive that they had, the big drive that they answered. They tried to go back to the well with the slant route to Moeller, and to Morrell, and they rolled the coverage to him. Had a drop-down safety to murky up that window for him. Dowling's got to do a better job of just checking the ball down to his running back on that play.
Dowling will keep it. Taken down by Grant Emery across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and that should be a 1st down.
Great job right there by Dowling. That was a called. I know there's an action in the back, thinking it was going to be run pass option, but that was run all the way. He did a really good job. That was really a wrinkle of quarterback draw right there. Great job by Dowling getting his foot in the ground and picking up extra yards for a huge 1st down. They need to give this defense a rest.
This time, on the read there, he will keep it with his running back. Nathan Samuels in there, just beyond the 38. 39-yard line, 2 3-yard gain. All spotted at the 39. Second down, Dowling just got it up high enough over the outstretched arms of that lineman, but the ball dropped by Thornton. Third down.
The sure hands of Thornton right here. Good decision right here by Dowling on the RPO. Great accurate throw. I think he was just thinking about running before he caught the ball. Young receiver, sophomore. He'll learn from that one. He's had a big performance. Can't knock him too much. He's been huge in this game.
That was Brody Haig who got his hands up to potentially alter that throw a bit by Dowling. Third down and long for Mount Carmel. Winkler motions out right. Dowling, big open space. First down, Jamari Brown across midfield.
Great wrinkle right here. They actually doubled Burrell on one side. He brought him into that space, brought Brown into that space, creating a mismatch, a soft spot in the zone coverage. Great job identifying it by Dowling, throwing a strike, accurate throw. First down, Mount Carmel.
At the Moeller 48, little trickeration drawn up here, and Brown makes something out of nothing. That play looked like it was a little off timing at the beginning, but eventually Jamari Brown comes around to this near sideline and gets the big gainer.
Good little 6-yard gain right there by Brown. Nate, like you said, making something out of nothing there. I thought when they ran that play, I said, oh no, this is going to be -7. Brown's feeling it right now.
Second down and 1, and they're going to go for it all out of the hands of Marshawn Thornton, who had a step on Paxton Dodsworth. It looks like that pass just faded maybe a little bit, or just came up a little bit short. Let's see it again. Oh no, it was in the hands of Thornton.
That's a perfect throw. Thornton's got to come down with that one. One-on-one coverage versus one of your better receivers, the two-headed monster with Thornton and Burrell. He chooses the Thornton side there. I think he needs to see an easy completion, especially as a young receiver. Confidence can go real quick, so hope to see him get the ball in his hands here.
Very aggressive on 2nd and 1 and play it pretty safe on a 3rd and 1. And that'll be a first down. Jamari Brown with the catch and run.
Good to see the coaching staff and the starting quarterback walking up and dapping up Big Thornton there. They know he's a young player. Probably doesn't have his license yet. Just dropped the ball 2 plays in a row when his name was called upon. Good to see the coaching staff give him some encouragement. They know they're going to need him here late in this game. This offense has been flowing, so he cannot lose confidence. It's crucial for them to get him a catch, just to see one after dropping 2 in a row.
From the 36, 1st and 10. And that was a dangerous pass. Was hanging there. And Caleb Willis had thoughts of maybe a second pick 6 in this moment.
Yeah, I don't love the concept there. Willis he's actually the flat defender right there in the single high zone, but he can get as deep as he wants to because he has no threat underneath. You send 2 guys vertically down the field. I don't know if it was a miscommunication when the receiver from the left side was supposed to drag across, but there's got to be something to hold the flat defender right there when he can read the quarterback's eyes and drop no matter what happens. I think that's going to be dangerous. They are fortunate that didn't turn into an interception.
2nd and 10. Dowling will keep it. Just beyond the 35-yard line. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. It'll be a 3rd down and 8 when we come back from Mount Carmel for the first time today, trailing for an extended period of time. It's Moeller 35, Mount Carmel 28. Fourth quarter is coming up next right here on Flow Sports. Back here, most recent score, Moeller, his touchdown pass from Ponatoski to Nelson has put the Crusaders on top 35-28 as we begin this fourth quarter with a crucial 3rd down and 8 play. And it's incomplete. But I think they're going to be in a situation there where they're going to go for it from the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a go situation, almost an interception right there. Could have been detrimental. I thought a run play would have been good there, try to get 4 yards, especially the quarterback run's been pretty good here in the second half. Get downhill, try to pick up a 1st down or even just get half, make this a 4th and manageable situation.
And Mount Carmel going to use its 2nd timeout already here at the second half before a 4th down and 8 play. Trailing 35-28. This is obviously for them a gigantic play and want to make sure they have the right thing in line. 11:54 to go. Be right back with the 4th down play. Crucial 4th down and 8 play for Mount Carmel here. Trailing 35-28, just a few seconds gone by in the 4th quarter. They led 14-0 in this game. Downward, going for more than just a 1st down, and it's out of the hands of Thornton. Enough coverage there by Paxton Dodsworth. Turnover on downs.
I like the decision. They tried to warm him up by running a one-backer dog in the A-gap. Running back does a good job of picking it up, getting one-on-one coverage with one of your best receivers. I know we love Thornton. I think he's been really good in the 3rd and extra long 4th and down situations, but I think you gotta find Quentin Burrell in the must-have-it situation. That was the biggest play of the game. And I think that they made the wrong decision by not going Burrell's way. Great job there by Moeller, bending and not breaking to get the turnover on downs.
Crusaders will take over on their own 34-yard line and a chance to go up by 2 scores for the first time today. Their quarterback, Matt Ponatoski, has thrown 4 touchdowns, 2 of them to Carson Kao, the others to Jaden Davis, and the most recent to Maddox Nelson that gave them this 7-point lead. Go to the ground here. A gain of 3 by Tyler Jocelyn.
I think for Moeller on this drive, they got to go. I think they don't want to play too conservative and get the ball back to Mount Carmel, but I think they have to smell blood in the water a little bit and try to get points on this drive. I don't like just going run, run, run here. Put the ball in your best player, Ponatoski's hands, and make sure that he can make right decisions and trust that he will not turn over this football.
Keep it with Jocelyn. Flag comes in late as he brings it to about the 40-yard line. Would bring up a 3rd down and 4, depending upon what the penalty is.
It's going to be a holding on the outside there, the perimeter.
So from the spot of the foul, the football is at the 27-yard line. They end up losing 10 yards on that play. And this is 2nd down and 17 now. Ponatoski stays pretty firm in that pocket, and downfield, Isaac Saldano with the coverage on Carson Kao. We saw it looked like a little bit of something happened there between the two as this pass was coming their way. Let's see it again.
I think there was the hold right there, not allowing him to get to that football, but they're on the field wearing the boots, so bang, bang play there. Now for Mount Carmel, they got to find a way to not play too soft here. I think they have to still come after Ponatoski, try to find a way to disrupt him a little bit, get him on the ground. They've given up no sacks so far in this game, but credit to their offensive line and Ponatoski's ability to move out of the pocket, but I don't think they can sit back and play zone coverage. They've been eating it alive here in the second half.
Did they throw a flag on that play? Because that ball just is now on the 42. So I think they did end up throwing a flag on that play, because the play happened from the 27-yard line, and now all of a sudden it's on the 42. Or did they lose track of where the ball was supposed to be spotted? We never saw a flag on that play. We saw the replay. Nothing was thrown in. Nope. They just discussed it afterwards.
New set of downs.
Well, your guess is as good as ours, fans, and it's 1st and 10 from the 42. So Moeller gets the 1st down. And Dante Ware to midfield.
Inside zone right there, does a good job of pressing the heels of the offensive lineman and then cutting back. Great awareness on that play, 1st down. They're really wearing them down. This offensive line deserves all the credit for Moeller. Patrick O'Brien, David Lendonardi, Jace Montgomery, Alex Ballar, and the big man Khalil Johnson. Done a great job up front all night, getting protection, no sacks, and being efficient in the run game.
So that last play was actually a 2nd down and 1 because of the 15-yard penalty when it was 2nd and 16. And that play we just saw by Dante Ware got them a 1st down, and that'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Mount Carmel 49. Still a lot of time left. And 3 or 4 Mount Carmel defenders bust through the line of scrimmage, and nowhere to go for Graylow coach. Loses a couple.
Great individual effort right here by Joey Quinn. Committed to Vanderbilt. Does a great job winning one-on-one, getting penetration in the backfield for his buddies to make the tackle. I know he's not going to get credit with the tackle for loss there, but he was the one that deserved it. Got some penetration Running back had to hesitate, and his buddies gang tackled for a big play there on second down.
That's how it is so often. The player that initially breaks through doesn't make the tackle, but Brandon described opens things up for his teammates. It's third down and 12 now, back from their own 49 after losing 2. Keep it on the ground, almost back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be fourth down and 11, and one would think very obvious punting situation, and coach also down, and that left leg the issue, and hopefully that's just a cramp.
That's a cramp. That is a 10 out of 10
you can
cramp.
see
You can see on his calf right there. Holy moly.
Well, yeah, that
Hurt me from the booth.
his calf muscle just very tense there, and hopefully that is just what it is. It'll be fourth down and long, punting situation for Moeller with 9:03 left to go as they tend to Graylow coach on the field. We'll step aside and be back in a moment here on Flow Sports. Graylow coach able to get up, walk off on his own power, and now the punt situation from midfield for Moeller. Here comes the pressure, and they block the punt. Mount Carmel blocks the punt, and it's picked up and returned down the sideline into the end zone. Did he step out of bounds or not? It sounds like he did, as that punt was blocked, and then picking it up with Isaac Saldana down the far sideline. And Mount Carmel now in business to tie the ball game up.
Wow. By the play call on third down, I thought this was going to be a fourth down, but great individual effort. They just came after this thing, had one guy blocking. Great job right there blocking that kick.
Victor Fryer, number 22, it looked like, was the one that got in there, but he had two teammates right near him as well. And then Saldana picks it up.
Yeah, they bluffed him right there. They actually looked like they were going to play punt protection on there. They said, not so fast. We're going to go after this thing. Huge play in this game. Now they got to cap it off with 7. Only half the damage has been done here with this Moeller defense. Got to stiffen up here. Need a stop for them. On the Mount Carmel side, got to find a way to get 7 points here. To me, Scott, this is the toughest situation as an offense to be in. First and goal at the 9-yard line. You don't get the luxury of having an extra first down. You got to call your favorite 4 plays. I think you run the ball here on first down, try to get just a little bit, and then maybe set up a little play action rollout. Dowling's been done a really good job of using his feet. I would not rule that out for him to get a little rushing touchdown on the perimeter here. But I think the threat of him running is going to open up some options for him to throw the ball on a sprint out, especially going on your left hash. You have all that space on the right side. I wouldn't be surprised he has the option to run or pass here for 6.
Victor Fryer, the man who blocked the punt, was the one injured on the play as well. We saw him walk off under his own power. Ball gets spotted at the 9-yard line, so first and goal. That's where Saldana stepped out of bounds. Now the Caravan looking for the game-tying score. Dowling holds onto it, flush from the pocket, and throws back across his body, tipped up in the air, and would have been intercepted out of bounds. Maybe an ill-advised play at the end of that by Dowling to throw back kind of across his body. Second down and goal upcoming.
I thought he had the outside receiver coming on the slant route right away. I think he just saw some color in front of him and resorted to getting outside the pocket. But just throw that ball away. Don't make a bad play worse. Young quarterbacks, especially in the red zone. One possession game, got to have a score here. Don't need to force the ball, especially on first down. You got 4 shots at it.
He's getting chased by the 3-star Christian Harris, and out of the end zone, go in the air, Jamari Brown, touchdown Mount Carmel. 4th touchdown pass from Dowling today, and the point after could tie it.
Man coverage, great route by Brown. You see him at the top of the route, stutter, and then go. Man coverage is a fade route right there from the inside receiver. Young quarterbacks, if you see man coverage, you want to throw the ball from the outside in or the inside out. In that spot, they started from the inside. That ball ended in the back corner. Great jump ball, back throw, back shoulder throw there by Dowling for a huge touchdown and hopefully a tie football game.
The Yaris with a big point after here. Snap down. Hold is good. The kick is good. Right to the middle of that corporate logo on the field. Making me a little hungry. And with 8:27 left to go in the 4th quarter, Mount Carmel ties it up after they block a punt, pick it up, return it inside the 10-yard line. And it takes 2 plays for the Caravan to cash in. Dowling to Jamari Brown. And with 8:27 left to go, still nothing settled. We're tied at 35. This game has been tied at 14-14, 21-21, 28-28, 35-35. And now Moeller on the kickoff. It's Gavin Rutherford. Gavin Rutherford with a couple of men to beat, but no blockers and not enough strength left in his legs as he gets brought down from behind, eventually by Tavares Harrington. And now Moeller in business to retake the lead as he returns this kick all the way from the 8-yard line and into Mount Carmel territory.
We've gotten a couple offensive touchdowns in this game, a defensive touchdown in this game. Oh, we're missing the special teams. Almost had one right there. Great job making the man miss there and picking up a huge play there to start the drive on their plus 50-yard line. Short field here, see if Moeller can cash in after a tough drive on the last possession.
And Harrington, who made the tackle, slow to come off the field. It's a 54-yard return after they spot the ball at the 38-yard line. All right, we've had a pick six for a touchdown. The two quarterbacks have combined for 8 touchdown passes, 4 apiece. Had a touchdown run in there for the Caravan. As I mentioned, pick 6 for Moeller. Moeller also scored directly off of a fumble recovery. The next play they scored. They took the lead at 35-28 at the time. Mount Carmel setting up after a punt block scored on a 2-play drive. Ponatoski rolls to his right from the sideline, throws it. Actually intercepted, but out of bounds by Cullen Winters.
Wow. Risky throw there. 2 defenders versus 1 offensive player. Ponatoski just rolling out, tried to find his man. Great defense right there by Mount Carmel, identifying the crosser, then hugging him as he came across the field. Good job right there. Minor nobody throw, but really risky on first down to try to force that one in there. 0-0 football game.
Oh, quick snap there. Timing is off. Ponatoski throws it high towards Nathan Holland. It's 3rd down and 10. It's also worth mentioning or re-mentioning if we had earlier, Khalil Johnson, who left the game in the first half with an injury, is back in there at right tackle, number 77, right there. So that's great to see for the four-star recruit who Ohio State is high up on his list of offers that he has. Not surprising for a Cincinnati, Ohio school. 3rd down and 10. Getting out of a tackle, Tyler Jocelyn. And he brings it to the 28, and that should be right at the first down marker.
I think they called this play not thinking they were going to get the first down, just trying to get half, make 4th down more manageable, but not so fast. Great individual effort out right there by Jocelyn, picking up that first down. The meaty guy, the short yardage back, making an explosive play on 3rd down.
He got exactly 10 yards, got out of the grasp of Joey Quinn right at the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Quickly complete to Carson Ko. He's tackled by Patrick Brakey. 2nd down.
I think that's important, Scott. Just in-rhythm throws right there. You just saw an in-rhythm throw by a quarterback that has been playing off script all game long. It's good to see that. It's good for the confidence, so when you have those scramble drills situations, you can be confident enough to make those throws, but that leads to some serious completions and a comfortable quarterback, that's for sure.
Little pop pass ahead to KO coming around, and doesn't really go anywhere. That was a 2nd and 3 from the 21, and looks like they're right still there at the 21-yard line.
I love
making
the
the tackle.
Pop pass on the. Love the wrinkle in the pop pass on the jet sweep right there. Gotta get your passing yards up, buddy. That's one way to do it. They used to hand that ball off. Now they're making it easy for 6 or 7 yards through the air. I like it.
Unfortunately, Ponatoski loses a yard there from this passing total. So it'll be 3rd and 4, and they go back to the ground with Jocelyn, and again stuffed up.
Conservative run play on 3rd down right there. This is all signs leading to going for it on 4th down. They're in 4th down territory. I think from here on out, if they get close enough, I think they'll attempt the field goal, but with the time remaining, they're going to try to get this ball in the end zone.
Had a field goal blocked already going this way earlier in the game from about a similar spot. So they are going to go for it on 4th and 2. Well, for the time being, they are. They have all 3 of their timeouts. And I think they will be using one. As pretty much the key was the quarterback walking away. Although, of course, you never know. You can do a snap to a running back there and really catch the defense off guard. But timeout called by Moeller. They'll have 2 remaining. 5:29 left to go in a tie game. 4th and 2 coming up next for Moeller. Fourth and 2 for Moeller in a tie game, and Ponatoski's pass got batted right back to him, it looked like. And that'll be a turnover on downs. I don't know if it ever got out of his hands or not, if he was able to hang on to it, but either way, it's the same result. Mount Carmel gets the stop.
Great job up
Yeah, no, he hung on to it.
He did, but it was a zone beater. They were expecting zone coverage on 4th and 2, which I'm confused by a little bit. That's a man indicator all the way. Try to go zone coverage beater versus man coverage is never a good thing. Toski's usually able to roll out of those situations and get to the scramble drill right there. Great penetration up front by this Mount Carmel defensive line that deserves a lot of credit. They got a lot of talent on this defensive line. Braden Jones headed to USC, just to name one, but they are loaded on the defensive line, and they showed up in a big moment right there.
So from the 23-yard line, 1st and 10, and a jump ball that Paxton Dodsworth had the best chance at in front of Quentin Burrell.
Yeah, that's just a hope and a prayer right there. Just ran all verticals down the field on 1st down. They've had some success with it with the overlapping coverage, but they've made the adjustment Moeller has. I think to counteract that, they're going to have to find a way to run some comebacks. Maybe not 5-yard hitches, but like 12-yard comebacks, 14-yard comebacks. There's a lot of space to the field there that they can take advantage of. These DBs are preying on bailing out, getting outside. They don't want to get beat over top. If you stop, you can get probably the same amount of yards.
Dowling will keep it. Fakes out the defense and our cameraman momentarily. Dowling gets it across the 25, or gets it across the 30, I should say. The 31, so he ends up picking up 8 yards, sprinting up the middle.
Big 3rd down here.
And gaining the sticks, Quentin Burrell.
Sent the house there, ran cover 0, left Burrell one-on-one with the DB. That's never a good sign, especially if he can come out of his break. Great job right there of Dowling understanding what he was getting. Great call by the offensive coordinator, getting him on the roll, knowing that cover 0 was coming, getting an easy completion for a big 1st down.
Emmett Dowling, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception today. His counterpart, Matt Palatoski, with 4 touchdown passes as well. Dowling on 1st and 10, going deep down the near sideline. And it's Burrell again. Dodsworth saying that he got interfered with, as we do have a flag, and it is coming back, 2 flags. And this appears to be coming back.
Tried to run the double move right there, the hitch and go to Burrell on this versus the single coverage. Dodsworth does a really good job recovering, doesn't bite the fake. I think he could have gave a little bit better of a breakdown on the first hitch route. Didn't really get his head around, just kind of stalled and then took off. Burrell just, what a great throw by Dowling. He really has some touch on those deep balls, especially vertical throws. He's definitely thrown a lot in his career.
So after the offensive pass interference, Dowling now throws to the near side, incomplete. That was a 15-yard penalty, so it'll be 2nd down and 25. The initial line of scrimmage at the 40, and the ball moved back to the 25. That was a change of momentum for sure.
Big time. My question is on 2nd and 25, where is Marshawn Thornton? Got to find him. I think Burrell's been one of the guys that has gotten every target on this drive. You got to think Thornton's time to shine, especially in these 2nd and 3rd long situations. He's been able to shine on him. See if they can get him the ball.
Thornton's at the top of the formation. Burrell cuts across the middle, bobbles it, hangs onto it. Gets past the original line of scrimmage to the 41. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
4 pass plays, 4 targets for Burrell. Quarterback's comfortable with the way he runs the ball. He almost dropped that one, but great throw, good accurate throw, good decisive decision coming across the field. It's Thornton time now.
Now we go quickly to Jamari Brown. He'll have to break a few tackles to get the first down, but he's going to be well shy.
39 bubble screen probably wouldn't be in my play call sheet, especially when you gotta have it situation. Don't really understand that one.
And Mount Carmel will have to punt it here. Dean Kempf comes on to punt. Remember, now Carmel blocked a Moeller punt to set up their tying score. Can Moeller return the favor? They don't really bring a lot of pressure, although they get pretty close. And this is going to land and take a Moeller bounce. So I don't know what. Not sure exactly why you're dodging out of the way of that ball if you're number 32 there, but only a couple of yards difference there. And now Moeller will take over with 2:59 to go in the fourth quarter, tied at 35. This is just game one of 3 games today here at the Tanks Memorial Stadium in Ironton. Your college sports have a home on FloCollege. Watch more than 20,000 college sporting events from 200 schools and 18 different conferences only on FloCollege. Head to FloCollege.com today to see everything now. We'll spot this ball right about the 30-yard line. 2:59 to go. 2 timeouts left for Moeller. Tied at 35. Some sort of housekeeping being done. I think they were trying to check the timeouts that were on the scoreboard. Sounded like. So I heard Moeller with 2 timeouts, as we already indicated for everybody. Ponatoski. And the pass is behind Sam Hamilton, West Virginia commit. 2nd down and 10.
Like the call on first down there, rolling them out. Trying to change the launch point a little bit, just late to it. I think you got to throw it with a little bit of anticipatory throw there in the zone coverage. Would help if Hamilton recognized zone and was able to just kind of sit for his quarterback, knowing there was danger to the sideline there.
On 2nd and 10, 4-man rush, complete to the 35, and a couple of more yards for Carson Kao. Spotted at the 37, a pickup of 7, brings up 3rd and 3.
Good strong snag route right there, zone coverage again. Good job by Ponatoski. Ponatoski to find his most comfortable receiver right there in the zone coverage to make this a 3rd and manageable situation.
Ponatoski, another quick hitter. It's his tight end, Hamilton, who was split out in the slot. 1st down at the 45.
Good recognition again, zone coverage again on 3rd and 3. He sees the safety get depth. He replaces him. It's a little sit route right underneath. Good job by Hamilton finding the soft spot in the zone with an accurate throw. That's a big 3rd down conversion. They needed it.
Ponatoski lofts it. And too much air on it for Dante Ware, who lucky he didn't get a late flag thrown on him for that push at the end.
I think they were anticipating some dog pressure there. It's really for scrape pressure on the outside. You call that play if you wanted to have the D end from the run scrape. What I mean by 2 backers to one side, The defensive end drops to the opposite side. I think they were trying to get a matchup with him and the running back in that situation.
2nd and 10 on the slant. And Gavin Rutherford rumbles to the 30-yard line. 25 yards on 2nd and 10.
Man coverage all the way, tried to put some pressure on Potatoski. He finds his receiver, great accurate throw, run after the catch, in rhythm, in stride. Perfect play call in this situation.
Inside the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Minute 26 left to go. Ponatoski down the sideline, lots of space. Carson Ko, touchdown! Touchdown for the Crusaders on back-to-back big plays. The 3rd touchdown catch for Ko today, and the 5th thrown by Ponatoski. And Moeller has the lead with a little more than a minute to go.
Awesome recognition, but Tyler Jocelyn with an unbelievable block to spring his man into the end zone. Great decision by Potatoski. Just taking what the defense gives him. He thinks that everyone wants to check down, get depth. He just finds his safety option and makes an accurate throw for run after the catch and a huge score. That was an explosive play right there on a 1-yard throw, exactly what they needed on the Moeller side. Momentum has shifted. Let's see. Mount Carmel all game has had some answers, had an answer every single time Moeller's gotten a lead in this game. Let's see if they can have an answer in the biggest moment of the game.
5th touchdown pass from Ponatoski. The 3rd to Carson Ko. They're up by a touchdown in the final minutes of this one.
It just goes from the 20, 20, 20, 20, 20.
Moeller has taken the lead back for the 3rd time here in the 2nd half on a 5th touchdown pass from Matt Ponatoski, the 3rd touchdown throw to Carson Ko. And with a minute 16 left, Mount Carmel now trails by a touchdown with just 1 timeout to use, and they need to matriculate 80 yards down the field.
You know, thing to note here, Scott, is sideline is your friend. That'll stop the clock, but the clock will also stop at a 1st down. So all you got to do is just take what the defense gives you. 77% of the time in a 2-minute drill, if you get a completion of over 5 or plus yards, that will allude to points 77% of the time. I did that stat in the NFL. It seems to be still true to this day.
1st and 10 from the 20. Dowling fires one off to the far side to Quentin Burrell. He's out of bounds, and they'll mark it at the 27, it looks like. It'll be a gain of 7, and getting out of bounds there was smart.
Have to start rolling coverage to Burrell's side.
2nd and 3. Now it's Marshawn Thornton, his first catch in a while. 1st down to the 34.
Love that call. 1 high zone coverage. Beat the man to the flat. Tried to run vertical from the number 2 receiver, allowing the flat defender to have to push him vertical for a second, opening up that window to the sideline. Love the 2 play calls to start this drive.
Dowling now, trying to spin away, running away from Stofko. Gets across the 40, lowers the shoulder to get another yard or two before takes a final hit by number 10, Caleb Willis, who picked him off in the first half for an INT and a touchdown.
Would love to see him go out of bounds there, but I think he made the second best decision he could, just getting forward and getting down as quickly as possible.
And trying to quickly go on the 2nd and 1, and it's a pass incomplete to Quentin Burrell. 3rd down and 1. Just 33 seconds remain.
Plenty of time here, 33 seconds. I know it sounds like it's not much time, but in high school sports, it's plenty of time. I don't think you need to take your shots yet. Still play within the offense. Just find a completion. I think that's number one. Pick up this first down. Give yourself 4 more shots at the end zone.
Third and 1. Dowling, open, caught. Jamari Brown. He's trying to go to the sideline. He does have the first down, of course. Could argue it may have been a better idea to just to go down, and the clock would stop on the movement of the chains. And he's out of bounds.
Good job by Brown, seeing the soft spot in the zone. Good job by Dowling, recognizing that. I like the decision to try to get to the sideline, maybe just pipe up the field. Usually my hash mark rule, if it's on the hash mark, go upfield.
From the 41, 1st and 10, Dowling for the game-tying touchdown, and incomplete. No flag, as the coverage, Schuckman, and now they have thrown the flag. He was face guarding him. There was contact. Never looked back to the ball. Now, again, remember, in high school, it's a 15-yard penalty, not a spot foul. This ball wouldn't move to the 2-yard line. But still, that's huge for Mount Carmel.
Huge, and I like the call. Never got, like you said, he never got his body turned to the quarterback. And he kind of almost like boxed him out.
So now 18 seconds, 1 timeout left. So the middle of the field is still a possibility here.
It is.
And you'd say at least 3 plays that you should be able to run.
1 high zone here. Look for the bang 8 post routes.
Dowling. And in and out of the hands of Schuckman, who just got called for the penalty on the pass intended for Burrell. And now a flag gets thrown in.
Oh no, he kicked the football after he dropped it. I think it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, come on. That's what they're throwing the flag on. And, man, I get it.
That's a tough
one. I completely understand. But time and place and situation. The kid is not upset at a call. He's not upset at an official. He's not upset at a player. He's upset with himself. And I get it. Delay of game. But what is it delaying? The clock is stopped.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's not a huge difference, though. I will say that. The ball is only going to be spotted at the 21-yard line. It just gives them first down again. So that could be a difference.
Right there, they were actually trying to run the bang 8. There was just a miscommunication between Burrell and Dowling right there. He thought he was going to run that skinny post. He kept it going, causing some miscommunication there. 2nd
down officially. And that is knocked away from Quentin Burrell. So it's called an after-the-play foul. So you get 5 yards, and it was 2nd down. So now it'll be a 3rd down and 5.
Skinny post again. They tried to go after it. Anticipated 1 high zone, but they dropped into that side. You got to work the opposite side, work away from rotation. If you have mirrored pass concept, Don's going to watch that one on tape tomorrow and think, oh man, I got to go to the field if they're going to rotate, which they are. Most teams are going to rotate to Burrell. They're going to try to find a way to stop him, just slow him down just a little bit.
Just 9 seconds on the clock. They still do have a timeout, so they pass over the middle. That'll be a first down. He's fighting for the end zone, and he's down with 2 seconds. So it's going to be a first and goal inside the 2. The clock obviously stops on the movement of the chains, and on top of that, you have a defensive player down injured. And so this is going to give Mount Carmel an opportunity to draw up what they want, line up, get a snap off in time, and it's one play to tie or lose this ball game for the Caravan.
Don't overthink it.
You almost ran out of time there if you're Jamari Brown.
I think the echo, if I'm in the booth here, to Jordan Lynch and company is to not overthink this. A lot of time he's going to have to think about this play call. Just call your best play. Maybe a little snag route. I would say you have to roll the quarterback out. I don't like the motion that takes long in the backfield. I think you just got to go straight sprint out here. Find your best man coverage beater. Expect man and then react to zone. I think if you get zone coverage, Dowling can use his legs to get this ball in the end zone. But if you get man coverage, you got to go one-on-one with your best receiver. And your best receiver is a good one in Quentin Burrell. He's been unbelievable in this game. He gets a well-deserved break here. He's been targeted, I think, every single play in the second half. So getting a timeout here is huge. You got to find Burrell. If he's not there, Thornton is your second best option, with the third one being the quarterback being able to run the football.
All right, this will be the final play of regulation, barring a defensive penalty. Mount Carmel needs to punch it into the end zone and then, of course, make a point after. And then send this game to overtime. Dowling, Nathan Samuels, the running back, near side split out. That's Burrell. And now Moeller will call a timeout. Saw single coverage there for Burrell down at the bottom of the formation there, Brandon. And now, what chess pieces move now that you've seen this?
I'm hoping Jordan Lynch did not call his original play or his original formation anticipating Moeller going to call a timeout. They had one to give, so why not burn it? But you're right, it was one-on-one. I kind of like inside leverage. I like a slant and go by your best receiver, something other than a fade, something other than a slant, maybe an inside-out breaking route, something that gives him the ability to shake the man coverage on the outside. I think a slant and go would be your best bet right there. One-step slant, not so fast, over the head.
Ball is at the 2-yard line. Of course, a running play can certainly be in the equation, just given that you need the 2 yards. So one of those things, Mount Carmel might be thinking that Moeller's expecting what you just described. They might want to go to the ground. Dowling, of course, could be an option with his legs. Maybe you roll him out, get him in, and get him moving.
I was just about to say that if you're going to run the ball, Dowling's the one that's going to have to hold this thing all the way. Would not hand it to a running back. It's Dowling all the way, a little isolation, single isolation play, one quarterback power. And he's going to be under center, and they're going to double Morrell here.
All right, here we go. For the game, Dowling. He will hand it off, and Nathan Samuels, touchdown!
The ultimate trust in your offensive line. Everyone and their mother thought this ball was going to Burrell on the outside. They doubled him, had the perfect call right there. Credit to that offensive line, Khalil Johnson and company, just creating the hole and the will of that running back to just follow it into the end zone. What a huge play.
They're going for the win. Mount Carmel's going for the win. This game will end in regulation. Well, maybe. Moeller is going to call timeout. Well, this game is going to end one way or another, most likely, unless Mount Carmel changes their decision here, but I can't imagine that's going to happen when they come out here again. The only way they could end up changing their decision if they get a pre-snap penalty before this 2-point conversion, and then maybe they might decide to kick here. So now what do you run if you're Mount Carmel?
I'm going back to it. Your best play, your best man-beating play. You're going to see man coverage here. If they play zone, Dowling's going to use his legs and get this ball in the end zone. I think you have to play man coverage, tight man coverage. Got to find Quentin Burrell, Marshawn Thornton. Maybe use both of them on the same side of the formation, cause some confusion, but inside out, outside in. Slant route from the outside, pick route from the inside. Got to find a way to get Dowling on the move. I think that is crucial, being that the ball's spotted in the middle of the field.
All right, 2-point conversion to win it. Samuels in the backfield with Dowling. The man in motion is Jamari Brown. And Marshawn Thornton on the formation on the right side. Dowling will roll that way. Dowling will throw. Caught into the corner. Mount Carmel wins with a 2-point conversion. 43-42.
Wow. Quentin Burrell actually lines up in the backfield as a tight end, and he sneaks out, and they don't communicate to him. Wow, what a call, what a play. I said it was going to be man coverage. It was man coverage all the way. Great throw, great catch. What a game.
That is a great play call. You're right, because I wasn't able to identify who caught that and ran it in. I didn't think it was Burrell because of where he came from. Hiding in plain sight. He comes around and he runs it to the corner, to the pylon, and Mount Carmel scores a touchdown in the final seconds. And instead of tying it to go to overtime, they go for the win, and they begin their season 1-0. Moeller falls to 1-1. Man, Brandon, the other two games coming up have a lot to live up to.
Yes, they do, but I'm excited for it. If this is the start of the triple header, buckle your seat belts, because this is going to be a heck of a day.
So Mount Carmel, they get 4 touchdown passes from Emmett Dowling, a touchdown run to tie the game by Nathan Samuels, and then Dowling throws to Burrell to get the winning 2-point conversion. Meanwhile, Matt Ponatoski throws 5 touchdowns for Moeller, but unfortunately in a losing effort. It's going to wrap up our coverage for now. For my broadcast partner, Brandon Dowdy, and our entire Flow Sports crew, I'm Scott Sudakoff saying so long from Ironton. And Mount Carmel is victorious over Moeller, 43-42 here on Flow Sports.